It's Frankie, and I don't know about you, but I am so excited for both of these matchups, right? These two semi-finals, these were kind of the exact two semis I feel like everyone, expected. Like we had like a few odd results on day one. Yeah. But everything kind of evened out, and this is shaped up to be the storyline that we wanted it to be, right? We still have the potential for that Mousesports G2 final, which could be fantastic. But that said, Valiants have been looking good. That's going to be an interesting matchup later on. And Avangar, they've had some great performances as well. So it's not like a clean path to the final by any stretch of the imagination, but two of the favorite teams here.
These are the 4 best teams in the event. The only exception was the Valiants Wendigo situation, where we're like, okay, what Wendigo and what Valiants do we get at this event? And Valiants have stormed out the water, the only team to beat Mousesports here. They took them apart on Dust 2, and that is one of the maps of this series as well. Maybe a bit of a fault for Mousesports, but we're going to see if it puts them to the test, Harry. But starting over on Train, Mousesports home turf, but don't think Avangar won't be comfortable here. I can't wait to see James on that AWP. The amount of clutches he has on this exact map is unreal, but we're about to find out. We're jumping right into things. The first semi-final of the day, Mousesports versus Avangar, and the Train yard is where we begin.
Yes, indeed. Frozen and Co. already out from main, and Sanji, is he going to be ready for this? There's a man deep down, Olaf, and Woxic actually opening things up. It's Fitch to go down. Sanji's dropped, and this pistol round is off to a storming start for Mousesports. Carrigan gonna deke down 2. Where's that come from? And now Kicker and Buster all that remain. Buster will manage 1. Kicker's in with another. So still a chance here as they have pulled it back into a 2-on-3, but keep your eye on that deadly deagle on the back of Carrigan over towards E-Box.
And Buster's so low as well. They have that kit smoke, but Carrigan's just waiting. Rops has got the cross to cut off this Ivy player as well, and Woxic will do it for him. Last man up in the connector, and they have the info. Woxic is hunting, and he'll find it. 3 kills from him, 2 from the in-game leader, and Carrigan, the balls to buy a deagle on the pistol round as well. I mean, this guy, the crazy thing is, Harry, when you look at this roster, there's so much individual talent. The one player who I think doesn't need to step up is Carrigan, but that's all he's been doing all event long. The highlight reel we had earlier for Mousesports was just Carrigan.
The highlights. There was that one Frozen clip in there, and then there's just, like a 10-minute private montage that we made for Carrigan. But, ooh, James kickstarting this, does take down Frozen, looking to get a bit more done. He is getting pressured though, so he's got to get out of position now. Fitch hiding in this smoke, the flash gives up his position, and while Rops is blind, they're not able to find him, however. Just the USP on Buster. That'll get mopped up nice and easy. These scouts still yet to really get all too much damage off, with the exception of that 1 kill James has picked up.
And the second Avangar got spotted in the connector, they fully wrapped towards the CT spawn. Mousesports were so focused on that con position that now Avangar 3 up in CT and a 3-on-3. This is certainly doable for them. Closing the distance. Chris J on the other side, but he can't afford to peek with that scout trained in on his position, so he'll just back off. I like this as well. Waste as much time as he possibly can. Sanji doesn't know if he's behind the box or if he's fully left to go back towards T-Con. Chris can come in late to save the day if Mousesports need his assistance, but right now Avangar, clock is ticking, and that's a shot. Kick it takes down Rops. No kit to play with, smoke on the bomb, and Carrigan going to spray away. He finds it. 1 player up close, but Kick it won't go down without a fight. And now Chris J, they saw him Ivy earlier, but they're already on the bomb, and he has to move fast. James dead, but the defuse is happening. The defuse is stopped, and Chris J will win it. 3 kills from him, and I love that Ivy play.
Yeah, a little reminder from Chris J that as good as you are with the scouts, he's not one to fall prey to them. We used to say he was the best scout player in the world at one point in time. And so he's not going to be keen to be on the receiving end of those rifles. Now, this is an interesting decision from Avangar. They've gone for the full buy into round number 3. You imagine that's largely on the back of just, only 1 man surviving in that previous round. They want to try and reset this Mousesports economy. This is a huge gamble from Avangar, but the AWP is up on James. There's rifles in play. This is very much doable. The one troubling fact is the lack of armor here. They're very vulnerable to these SMGs. Buster pushing up through this smoke, and he's hidden in it right now. They will go spraying through, and as he hears that player fall on back, he pushes in. Buster manages to before Chris J is able to get the trade, and this round now becomes a very scary one indeed for Mousesports.
The crazy thing is they haven't even seen these guns, Harry. They've not seen the AWP, they've not seen the rifles, they've only noticed the deagle. So this could still be a huge surprise to Mousesports in terms of what they're up against. They were playing this round assuming it's an anti-eco. Frozen, he's out in the sight, but he's been spotted and dealt with. Fitch finds the kill. 2 players left up for Mousesports now, and this is going to be desperation here. Rops only has an SMG. He spots that player in connector. Chris J gets some damage off, but they need to get this plant. Great shot from Chris. And the boost comes through. James up top. He's been dethroned, and Rops takes down the armorless AWP player. Fitch trying to find the gun, unsuccessful, and the flank through T-spawn is coming through, but there's so much time left for Mousesports to just get this bomb down and get into post plants.
Yeah, that's the real problem, right? When you get into this bomb site, Mousesports have been afforded a decent bit of time to get set up. The one thing that could help out is this wrap from Kicker, but Chris J on the Krieg, in with a third. This round was looking terrifying, but now in the blink of an eye, it's all on Fitch, and he's just going to back off, try and hold on to the AWP. Luckily enough, very long arms on this man as he was able to reach up and grab it. He'll run away into that B bomb site, but Rops, he'll go hunting. Very aware that the odds are Fitch is just looking to hold on to the big green in this round.
Ooh, luckily enough, Rops not leaving. He's just making sure there's no guns left around. There's a Fanas there, but he's got to run. That bomb's going off. He probably will go back in to try and scavenge the gun at the end of the round, upgrade his SMG. But 3-0 for Mousesports. These forces have done, a hell of a lot of damage for Avangar, but they've yet to find a round. That being said, with buy round on the horizon, if Avangar can get so much done with so little, I can't wait to see them with full rifles and the potential for this AWP to be armored as well. And they won't fully buy it again. They will invest somewhat though, and Fitch has no money left. So Avangar, they will have a buy in the follow-up round thanks to the loss bonus, but they've still got another chance of upsetting Mousesports here.
And it's a very unorthodox kind of buying pattern from Avangar, not one that you really ever see in these sorts of games. But I like the gambles they're kind of taking early on while you've got some breathing room. Buster, ooh, he's been decimated, and Carrigan leading the charge into this bomb site, leading by example. Fitch and Kicker still here. Kicker running around, making lots of noise. He'll get spotted, and Mousesports going to move 4-0 up here. Now, one thing that was funny, right? You think about Carrigan in these pistol rounds and the impact he's been having. I remember when you and me spoke to him back at Pro League, right? Yeah. Because he started to have some phenomenal rounds in the pistol. And that was what he said to us. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. This is my first time playing pistol DM before a game ever. And I've never felt cleaner with the pistols. Now, I saw him tweet earlier, join this server, join this DM server. So he's been DMing this morning. You can very much see that it's paying off once again. But we've got this full buy from Avangar. James got the AWP in hand once more. And he's looking to go toe-to-toe down here towards Ivy. Now, 3 players on the receiving end, and one of those is Woxic. We might get to see the clash of the Titans down here towards Ivy. Ooh, look at Carrigan go. Very ballsy. He's straight through that defensive smoke, and he's going to go through it again. He might regret that. James waiting on the other side. The tricky trickster that it was Carrigan has been deleted, but Rops and Chris J able to get a couple between them. Now, Woxic running through that smoke, maybe a little bit overzealous there. Will get dropped, and that's afforded a 3-on-3 back the way of Avangar. This round's still very much doable here for this CT side.
That smoke's so important. That's going to cut these players off of getting back into the site. Buster will push through it, though. Rops is on the long flank, down Ivy. He could turn this round upside down, but he's making noise. They've heard him. James scoped up, and Rops has gone down. Frozen alone, and he's not going to be enough for the task. Avangar, they get the retake done and dusted. I will say, Mousesports, 2 players pushing through a smoke like that on Ivy, especially Woxic going through after Carrigan's already been dropped by it. It's a bit of a surprise. Maybe Mousesports just trying to catch him off guard on that first rifle round, but that certainly didn't work in their favor. I don't think we're going to see that again.
Well, I mean, Carrigan's been making quite a lot of ballsy calls for the most part. And usually, they've been working well for Mousesports. So that round there, you understand why Carrigan goes through initially, but I do agree to Woxic. I think just trying to go for the element of surprise, right? Because we're looking at it like, okay, they really shouldn't have done that. And I think, Woxic goes, they know we shouldn't push another smoke. So will they expect it? Sadly, they did.
I mean, sometimes it works.
Yeah, and when it does, it's a spectacle. When it doesn't, you're not left feeling too great. But this round, Avangar in with their first already. Of course, it did still come down to the wires. So this CT side money not really given a chance to build up. Likewise, on the side of Mousesports, those funds that they really struggled to get started on the back of that pistol victory in the rounds that followed is now whittled away from them.
Mousesports showed a lot of presence early on towards B in this round, including that bomb, and Avangar have rotated heavily off the back of that information. They've put 3 players on B, but Mousesports have doubled back immediately after. So perfect rotation from this T side, and they're about to go for a set piece up on this almost empty A site.
Yeah, they'll go barreling in. Now, Buster is in position. Also, be sure to bear in mind, Sanjay's still an unknown entity over in the Pop Dog. He'll strike. Buster gets 3, and it all falls onto the shoulders of Woxic. This is a man who feels very at home in the train yards, AWP in hand. But a 1v3 is a tall order indeed, and Kicker taking up Sanjay's position in the Pop Dog. That's the unknown quantity here for Woxic. And he won't consider it. Kicker going to peek wide, will shut him down. So Avangar in with their second, and on the back of it, they've brought Mousesports' economy down to its knees. And this is very much Avangar's means of starting to build up some rounds, build up some bank in this game.
I wonder if they save the double AWP there as well. That could always be an option for Avangar. Not known to, you know, run the double AWP a lot, but it's always nice to have in the back pocket over on train. Either way, James got his, and that's what's important. Mousesports, on the other hand, full eco. Got to take a breather. Back to that B bomb site and see if they can get a plant in. Now, with the current setup, it's looking very doable. Kicker is alone on ramp. He throws a deep smoke, but they can move right through that if they want. It's Glocks after all. They really don't care how this round goes. And Kicker moving away. Perfect timing for Mousesports. He's still going to be able to get kills from this position, but there's no way. Surely he's going to stop the bomb part. Teammate comes in for support, though, and that is a firing range. Kick it with 3, and Avangar locking down this B-bomb site. No money for Mousesports. Chris does get a kill with that Glock, but that should be all she wrote.
Yeah, the devastating thing there for Mouse is, you know, the 2 players that go up are not normally where you elect to send that bomb in those Glock rounds. They're actually able to get out for free. You know, I think they did anticipate maybe there'd be a player keeping an eye, you know, from the rafters or something along those lines, or maybe within the bomb site. But Kicker making that decision just to fall back and play connector, a smart one indeed, anticipating the money's low for Mousesports, knowing the odds are they haven't been able to invest in the utility to nullify that position. But they do have another buy here, a much faster round. Molotov into the bomb site, going to force players out of position here. Smoke's falling on the back of it, but it's Buster to find the first man. Frozen, he gets melted. Sanjay in with another. Chris J does respond with 1. This bomb site overrun with Mousesports players, but Avangar still here waiting on the other side of these smokes. So Mousesports very much on a timer. As these smokes start to fade, the problem becomes that much worse. Rop's left in a 1v3 in the blink of an eye. No smokes to conceal his movement anymore. He might be afforded the 1v1 here onto Buster, and if he gets that, maybe there's a chance for him in this round. Buster been deleted. Sanjay wrapping around through CT, but Rops has the read, just misses the timing. He's got to pick up this bomb. 55 seconds, has all the time in the world. But so many angles to keep an eye on, and Rops so close, but Sanjay gets the timing. Or Sanjay rather gets the timing. Avangar in with a 4th. And they will be tying this one up nice and early.
What a turnaround from Avangar. The 4-1 to 4-4. This is really, really great to see on the CT side. Frozen, he's having a rough start to this game. Not only on the scoreboard 1-8, but back in that round, a hugely whiffed spray on that opening kill towards Ivy. Maybe, you know, woke up on the wrong side of bed this morning. Hopefully we can see him turn things around here. Mousesports need him more than ever in this semi-final. And he has been playing lights out. But for now, more pistols here, Harry. That solo AK for Rops, who has a little bit more money to play with, so he can go for those entry kills. The issue is Avangar fighting B this time. They're going up in those halls. It actually might be to their detriment. Kicker's been taken down. Jamie hits a fantastic nade, and it actually drops the bomb, giving time for that rotate from Con to come through. Carrigan may get an entry onto A in the meantime, though. And that's going to call for Mousesports to double back. They go through the Pop Dog into this site, and Rops has followed up onto the Ivy player. There's still a lurk in B as well. Mousesports are all over the map. Eventually, Frozen gets caught by James, who's still hanging around, but Mousesports have got the bomb down, and they're all over this A site.
Yeah, this was a partial investment from Mouse, so they're very happy with how this has panned out. Now, Sanjay and James still have stake in this one. They want to try and go for it, but the time is whittling away from them, and they have to try and convert something soon. Carrigan's Deagle roars to life. James tries to get the trade, but a missed shot, and Carrigan now deadly as ever. Up close, runs on in and hunts him down. 3 kills for Carrigan in that round. And Mousesports will find a 5th. This man on your screens gets the job done almost single-handedly. He opens up that A bomb site.
Yep.
He hunts down the last few remaining players. He's helped out massively by Rops, who does come in as well and deal with the player actually inside of the bomb site initially. That facilitates the bomb plant. But I tell you what, Carrigan's like living proof that pistol DM does make a difference, because ever since he's been playing that, man, his deegs have been crisp, to say the very least.
He just has no fear, Harry, and that's the exact way you want to play against Avangar. You don't want to allow them to run their own game on this map. They are comfortable and trained, and Mousesports are just keeping the pressure up. Every round, they're just running out of T-Con with these sandwich smokes, and they'll do it again. More entries. Once they drop the AWP player and Buster's all that remains, blink of an eye, it's a 1-on-3. This round's been on for 20 seconds, Harry, and now it's just Buster. Bomb going down for Chris. He won't be able to stop that, and with no kit currently, he's got to try and move back into this bomb site. Oh, did he see Carrigan? No. Just eluding his vision. Buster backs off, but Woxic's already on the angle. And I mean, Buster's certainly considering a save at this point. The money's gone now for Avangar. They may have pulled this back from a 4-1 to a 4-4, but Mousesports taking 2 in a row here, it seems. And Buster just waiting until the end of the round before he can actually exit this position, if he even wants to. He might try and scavenge the AWP from the body of James. Carrigan. Ooh. How is he still alive? 5 HP. Buster's going to miss a shot. Carrigan will tuck tail and get out of there.
Yeah, so Mousesports keeping this initial lead up. And Avangar, they need to figure out a way to deal with this immediate A aggression from the side of Mouse. As you said, it's been pretty consistent with just that one sandwich smoke down towards Ivy. And this round maybe looks to be no different. This time there is a man heading over towards Pop Dog. That is Rops. 3 players down in Ivy. Now, last time we saw this fight go down between James and Woxic, there wasn't actually a kill found. If you remember, Carrigan had to push CT to try and hunt them, and that was actually almost the demise of Mouse. This time, Woxic does best James down in Ivy. Of course, it is only that one scout invested in around the org. They will find Frozen over towards Maid, and actually, he's been dealt with, so that's the weapon retrieve. Buster's in with another. Woxic and Rops, they're kind of hung out to dry here. Now, Rops, while he has secured at this B bomb site, the bomb is a long way from home. It's on the back of Woxic. And the problem he's going to have is he knows that Avangar pushed into main earlier on in the round, so he doesn't know how deep they've gone. He is trapped over towards Ivy, relying on Rops to try and clear and carve a path towards CT. Will he check this corner? Oh, no! Rops with the 180. Now he still gets deleted, and this leaves Woxic alone. A 1v3. A lot to do. P250 in hand, AWP on his back alongside that bomb. And Woxic does spot Kicker here over towards CT. He will find the first man, but a lot more left to do. Woxic, can he find anything else in this round?
Oh, he spots both players. He has the info as well. Avangar may think he's rotated here because he already got passed by CT. So Molly took the Pop Dog to cut off that position from Buster. And the other player coming out of the connector at the same time. They rush through the Molly, and Fitch finishes off the job. Buster and Fitch, 2 kills apiece. They get that round done. The eco for Avangar finding great success there. And very unfortunate for Sanji not being able to finish off that kill down in CT spawn, but it won't make a difference.
For Avangar, I hope they're not kind of... because, you know, you think about how much success that we've seen them have in, like, a lot of these pistol rounds. And the reason why, you know, you sometimes see teams do that is just because, you know, you're kind of playing like you have nothing to lose, right? So you just take these aggro peaks, you take the fights, and they keep finding success with it. So I hope we kind of see Avangar continue to build on this aggression. This round, they go back to a much more passive setup inside the A bomb site. Now, at least Sanjay is in with the trade. James holding down Ivy. Good night, Chris J and Frozen. Rops falls as well, and it's Carrigan 1v3, but this man's been a bit of a clutch king for Mousesports. Still, this round seems a little too far gone, and indeed it is. Avangar will be tying this up nice and early once more, 6-6 now.
And this is such a great start to what will be, you know, possibly even the best series of the day. Avangar keeping things close, and this is, yeah, this is going to be a 3-mapper. I see no way it can't be, Harry, and I'm more than ready for exactly that. Mousesports with a pause take a breather. You do have to remember, these rounds for Mousesports have been quick and concise. They have been going for spawn plays pretty much every single round, getting out of T-Con within the first 15 to 20 seconds. So maybe looking to slow things down, run a default. Or even head over towards that B site for an exit, because aside from those eco rounds, they've not even touched B. Be nice to see them go for it on a full rifle round for a change. Switch things up, keep Avangar guessing, who have been running that solo B setup ever since they're getting A-rushed.
A bit of a worrying thing for me for Mouse is a very, very slow start from Frozen, who, you know, has been someone within this squad who, you know, has looked stellar. Even if you think back to Sydney recently, right? He was actually one of the, I think he was the top performer for Mousesports there. So him getting off to a slow start, but here was the Deagle. He's trying to build some momentum. He's only good for one. Chris J will actually dispatch of another, and Carrigan's little smoke push this time could yield some big results. He's playing the trigger discipline, and Carrigan in with two. The Deeg finds it, and now this A bottom site is cracked wide open. Kicker left in the 1v3, and Carrigan's big old swollen brain in full show once again. Kicker, can he get this done? I mean, you know, a few of these players are tagged up.
His brains are dripping out his ears, Harry. It's everywhere. His head's got not got enough room for it. That is unreal. Just the lack of fear and the lack of respect that Mousesports and Carrigan specifically is showing Avangar is so entertaining to watch and so frustrating to play against. Sanji getting timed there. He was watching that smoke. He turns around to look at Ivy, and that's when Carrigan pushes. Pitch perfect timing. And another round for Mousesports. It was the half buy that worked out after all. All started, can I say as well, by Frozen, who found the opening 1D onto that A site. So may not be up there on the scoreboard right now, but certainly coming in when needed.
The only reason why I wanted to break away from that just because this round, you know, as we saw, kind of became a very explosive one. I was going to say, you know, the one thing about Frozen, obviously he's very young, relatively inexperienced. Now, we haven't really seen him kind of crumble under the pressure before. So in a lot of senses, right, in this sort of setting, in these sort of important games, we don't really know if he's got that resilience, that ability to get back into a game. That's kind of the worrying thing, because, you know, a lot of these younger, less experienced players do have that problem where if they just feel a bit mentally out of it, it can be hard to get back into things. Now, obviously, you've got someone like Carrigan or Chris J in your team, both of them very experienced, very tenured players. They're the ones you're going to look to try and build some of Frozen's confidence back up. But only time will tell if that's going to actually be a problem or if he will be able to recover all on his own.
And the thing you remember as well, right now, it's not a worry. Mousesports has 7 rounds on the T side.
Definitely not.
They're more than happy with this. And they're not done yet, Harry. They win this round, and we have a 9-6 potential on the cards. Avangar's money will run dry. Running off of just fumes and the loss bonus at this point. Buster, he's had enough. Mousesports finally taking a slower round, and that's given room for Avangar to get aggressive, try and probe some information. You can see they've got their attention focused directly on the Ivy position, but now this rotate coming through to B at a very, very awkward time. Luckily for them, that is Mousesports' destination, but there's still 2 players on Ivy looking for this split. Smoke is down, Chris J's through the spawn. Carrigan in the most awkward of positions, if you are Avangar at least. Who's going to check this? Sanji does manage to defend the CT spawn in the meantime, but here's when the B push comes through for Mousesports. They've already forced all these rotations back up towards A after that kill from Chris. And Carrigan gonna add to the tally, 2 more from him. Bomb down on B, and Avangar, they're probably wondering what the hell is going on.
Yeah, I mean, they're just lost in this round, right? You've got no clue what's going on.
The worst part is they made the right read as well. They knew that was a B play. They rotate 3 players to B, and then Mousesports get 3 kills on A, and they go, oh, it's 2 kills on A, and Avangar like, wait, what? I thought it was B. And it was.
The whole misdirection. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be an 8th round now for Mouse. They continue to build upon this lead. The one kind of silver lining for Avangar is because of those, what was the one silver lining rather, is because those initial rounds early on have been so close, Mousesports never really had the money. So you always had that opportunity to reset this T-side team, right? And, you know, allow yourself to build a few rounds on the back of it. And now the kind of roles very much reverse. Mousesports building up this big bank, keeping these last few rounds pretty clean. It does help as well massively that they're able to win that partial investment in the round prior to this one. So over in the Avangar camp, they really don't have a lot of money here, but it's the last round of the first half, so they've got to invest. They were able to hold a few of those rifles forward, which is going to be worth its weight in gold heading into this round. can these few rifles they've cobbled together get the job done? Fast play from Mouse once again, and Avangar, they've struggled to put a stop to it, but in this round, they have found two. Carrigan's in with a double, leading the charge, but James shuts down the point man for Mouse. It's Woxic left up, but a 1v2 definitely doable for the Turkish AWPer.
And considering how fast these rounds have been for Mousesports, that just gives more time for Woxic to play with. He's not got to worry about that clock. I mean, they're on, or left on it rather. Woxic just trying to probe this A site. They've given up the bomb, and I love this from Avangar. They're not even going to try and fight for the plant. They'd rather just stick together, rotate all the way around. You know Woxic is likely just pushed into the A site from one of these three positions, and he's going to spend so much time scrambling, looking for Avangar, who should be defending the bomb. But in the meantime, they are on the long old road right round through the B site, as is Woxic. So this is going to get into a very weird round, because by the time that he realizes he needs to get that bomb and go back through the connector, Avangar are already going to be out on that A site. And there you see it, kick it in position, and a great one at that. This is leaving Woxic very hard pressed, and he's got to have, you know, very limited idea of where these players can be. Kick it will clean it up, and Avangar, they salvaged that last round of the half, 7 at the end of things. But Mousesports, 80 rounds on train. Not too bad after all. Let's see if they can finish things off on their map pick, or if Avangar can keep this one close. Join us in just a sec.
When you're touching me, yeah, I go crazy when you're touching me. Oh, yeah, I love it when you're touching me. I go crazy when you're touching me. Hey, you got my love tonight. We are gonna party through the night. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Oh, let me take you there. I'm gonna dance without the care. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Every time I look deep in your eyes, I see you, baby, I see you. Oh, now I feel I'm frozen in time. I feel you, yes, I feel you, yeah. Hey, you got my love tonight. We are gonna party through the night. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Oh, let me take you there. I'm gonna dance without the care. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Smooth on the dance floor, touch me one touch, 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 touch. Wake up on the dance floor.
An explosive first half from Mouse. We're in the train yard, and this is on track to be a great series. 8-7 up, but Avangar now moving into that T-side half, hoping that that could be the road to recovery. It is going to be an uphill battle, however. Mousesports is looking good right now. In this round, Kicker picking up the utility. 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs for them to try and facilitate a play. And with 3 players over towards B early, could look to be the call. However, this bomb drop back in T-spawn does leave me questioning that. Looking like they want to try and hold this default initially. Mousesports played a very aggressive T side, so in the back of Avangar's mind, maybe anticipating that we might have seen some early aggression in this pistol round. They haven't spotted anything. So now they can look to move in to a set piece.
And no info from Mouse as well, so they can't really adjust this setup at all. 2 players towards B. 3 on the A side of things. Double Ivy setup as well for Mouse. Avangar certainly looking like they want to take over this A site.
One thing is, it looks like Kiko, with these two smoke, with this smoke and 2 flashbangs, he might be trying to sell this fake over towards B. Alternatively, he can double back and throw smokes from above Pop Dog.
The issue is it's not going to work because Rops is deep within B, so he's going to spot from the coils that there's no one in the B site, and Mousesports won't need to over-rotate. The smokes may certainly make them do so early, but they'll realize very quickly.
Yeah, and that's kind of the problem, right? They're going to hear those footsteps. Now they see the ball, and Chris J, quick with the USP. Good night, Buster. Now Sanji will get that trade back. Chris J's been brought low over towards the buffer, but he's not stopping. Frozen finds himself one, and the double. That's the bomb dropped on the back of it. James still alive, but Frozen triple kill, and he's going to get the 4th at the very end. We were waiting for the young gun to warm on up, and there we go. CT side and his side, smile back on his face with a 4K to cement that pistol round for Mousesports.
The call has been answered, Harry. Asking you shall receive. Frozen is back in the server, and what a way to start things off as well in such an important round, dominating the pistol for Mousesports. And this is going to give them the momentum and the money to sail forward. Avangar, remember, they went for 3 forces in a row back on that CT side. Well, now they realize the error of their ways. This has left them at a bit of a detriment. And on the T side, they want those guns ASAP. So pistols here, P250 and Glocks. But knowing how hard Ivy is to get down with just these weapons, I imagine Chris is going to have a bit of a mop-up to do, bit of spring cleaning. Has he brought his broom? Avangar just waiting for someone to peek, waiting to try and get a bit of damage off. Not wanting to be the initiators, but it's down to them to do so. Chris has spotted an elbow, and he's backed off to the corner. Can call for support from Carrigan, who's around the sandwich area as well, but he's focused on T-Con. Chris is alone in this one. He can let them get out inside of the A site, but he won't let them get much further. There's one. Double down, bomb drop. The trade is eventually in for kicking off the back of the P250, but they will go no further. Gun is defended by Frozen, and he'll clean up the round as well. 2 from him, and Mousesports, they take that Antico by storm.
Yeah, I tell you what, that is a worrying prospect now for Avangar. The one kind of hope for them was this slow start from Frozen, right? Maybe he was a man you could have looked to try and exploit, try and keep him on the back foot, but he's building this confidence up now. And kind of with all the pieces of the puzzle falling into place, Avangar, we need to see some monstrous performances if they want to get back in to this first map. Now, James going to have the AWP, and he's a man that we are going to look towards to try and be that big impact player. Run boosted across, missed shot onto Carrigan, and now holding close. James very vulnerable to this UMP in Carrigan's hands, rather.
I love the read from Avangar in that one as well, right? Because they wanted to go for that run boost. They wanted to get that pick with the AWP, but they knew Mousesports were likely going to get aggressive. So they actually throw a deep molly to cut off Mousesports' push, and that's exactly what they were going for. 2 players with deep Ivy at that point. Avangar countered Mousesports' aggression, but you can only counter so much. Look at Chris. He's got the info, Harry, and as a result, this rotate's come through for Mousesports.
Yeah, I think one of the players actually made a step as well that Chris J heard as they were running back. So there has been this rather early rotation over towards the B side. Frozen and Chris J going to double up in Pop Dog. They're available for this rotate in very quickly, and Rops with the entry. Now, Woxic getting forced back and out of Connector. Tags down Fitch with the scout, and actually it's Rops and Frozen. 2 youngsters to start to deliver kills. Chris J swoops in with a double of his own, and the bomb might go down. They might get into that B bomb site, but they don't find so much as a single kill between them. Juggling these guns around, they're able to upgrade every one of these players as well for free. They get the AWP on Woxic. They have literally pillaged Avangar in that round. They have taken all the loot, and they've ran to the hills with it.
They have plundered so much booty, Harry, and so much money as a result. Mousesports keep 5 alive in that first rifle round, and this is now turning into being a very difficult game for Avangar. They don't get the pistol, they fail on the first rifle with 0 damage, and now they're down 11-7. Another buy from Avangar, understandably so, with, you know, so little rounds to their name in this second half. But they won't have Jame on the AWP, and that's the shame. He saves some money for the long haul. We'll get it next time. But he is a win condition for Avangar, don't get me wrong. So not having him on the AWP is going to make things very, very difficult here for this Kazakh side. Fantastic nade. Sanji's down to 75. Fitch, same story. Mousesports chipping away at the likes of Avangar early on into this one. 4 players up on A as well. Rob's playing passive on B, knowing he can always retake. But Avangar slow default. No one willing to take a fight, just hoping Mousesports get aggressive. But I love the switcher from Mousesports. They go from the first rifle, trying to pull in this aggression. Avangar expected, they wait for it, and Mousesports react by going, okay, if you want to wait, we can too. And try and find a timing mid-round to get aggressive once Avangar are setting up for a site take. And that's exactly what's happened. Avangar leave T-Con, they leave Pop, and that's when Mousesports start to push in.
And now with the main aggression as well, Frozen posted up. He did have Chris J with him, but he's since backed off. So Frozen is alone here. He's got to win these fights, and he's only good for one. Sanji getting another, but Chris J from atop the train, tapping down a couple, pivots back to main, and Chris J, he finds himself 3. It's James left up, 1v2. Does have the bomb. 15 seconds, however. Time is of the essence. James has to pick up the pace, and he's found Carrigan. Chris versus James. Bomb plant coming in. Chris can't quite deny it, so James gets that at the very least. He's got to land this shot, and Chris, 4 kills, cementing a 12th round for Mousesports. It comes down to the wire, but Chris J is the savior they needed.
It's unreal. This is so sick to see from Mousesports. On the T side, it's just Carrigan opening bomb sites left and right. Now on the CT, Chris locking things down with the Krieg. No one is safe here on the side of Avangar, and they are finding that out the hard way. Another bomb plant combined with loss bonus can equal a buy. But so far unsuccessful on this T side. Harry yet to pick up a round. And look at this masterful Krieg work from Chris J as well, tapping down the players. One step ahead and 5 rounds ahead are Mousesports. Here's the AWP for James. Carrigan's donned the secondary AWP here for the likes of Mousesports. Chris, he doesn't want to give over his trusty Krieg. He'll allow Carrigan to AWP for now. And Jane gets tagged up early by that man in question as well, so 16 HP on the main player we've been waiting to see start in this T side. He's found Kicker. Another man in the Pop Dog though, and he's not ready for it. Buster does get the follow-up kill, and Avangar, a good situation to be in. A 4-on-4, it weakens the A-site defense. Mousesports have to rotate a player back off of B. And luckily enough, Rops has gotten aggressive, so he has a hell of a lot of information here, and he might even find a kill.
Ooh, but Buster, very aware. Rops is bested. Actually just missed the timing for Buster getting past. So, you know, the timings do go both ways. And Rops ends up on the worst side of it. Now the penny drops. The Mousesports having to rotate around toward B, but Woxic. Oh, uh-oh. Yeah. Frozen on the ladder. He's been eliminated, and this bomb's rotating background. It's over towards A. Woxic, however, is here, primed and ready. Do they want to walk once more into the jaws of the beast? James certainly feels tempted. Just 16 points of health. He was almost able to get the clutch in the round prior. This time, similar amount of time, but less HP, and Woxic, a hat-trick there. Mousesports onto a 13th. Even though these rounds are coming close, it's Mousesports chaining them together time and time again.
And Jamie even tries to play with Woxic there. He fakes noise by jumping to the left side of the train and then doubling back. Woxic almost looked like he was completely countered by that information, but then looks back and takes the frag. 3 kills from him on the AWP. You can see he wasn't aware until he saw the barrel of the gun. 13 rounds for Mousesports. This is unfathomable. Avangar. No utility in this rifle round, Harry. 1 smoke is all they muster. You're looking for angels here if you're on the T side. But good luck getting into a position like Pop Dog without flashbangs.
Yeah, I almost feel like, you know, if you've got this 1 smoke setup, you're kind of hamstrung into just having to go for a B play, right? Yeah. I mean, you could smoke off connector or throw one down towards the ramp to cover your aggression. And that's really your only option. You know, 1 smoke down on A doesn't nullify enough angles, especially not with this double AWP in hand over on the Mousesports side of things. They do have Buster over here right now, and he is the man with that smoke in hand. But with players all across the map, Avangar just slowing things right down, trying to catch some of this Mousesports aggression. But in this round, you know, Mousesports haven't been too keen on that. Kicker will find an opener, but it's quickly equalized and traded by Frozen elsewhere. Rops, how's he managed that? Buster and James have both been deleted. Sanji and Fitch, they're wondering how this round it turned so sour so quickly. Carrigan, eyes in the back of his head, turning around, finds another. Fitch, 1v4, and he's been struggling this game, so you don't feel like there's much of a chance for him in this round.
Not at all. And Carrigan, I love that smoke there. He throws it down on the close Ivy position, and that forces, I think it was Sanji, just to wrap in through the CT spawn, thinking that's his best option. But little does he know, Carrigan was already on the angle. So another round for Mousesports. Fitch has to save, 5 seconds left, and no one going to be able to stop him from doing so. But Mousesports aren't worried. 14 rounds to their name. And there's no bomb plant this time for Avangar. There's no money. Realistically, they should give up 15 rounds here and play for overtime, but down at this scoreline and yet to get around on the T side, if they force buy and go for a B play, that would also be a great idea.
And I feel like, you know, considering how Avangar have chose to invest in so many of these situations, it is going to be that force. One thing I will say is, you know, some of these earlier gambles they took with the force buys really have come back to punish them now, even in that round prior. You know, one smoke, especially when you're running into double orbs, just is not enough. And they were very aware that both those orbs were in play. And yeah, without one in the hands of James to even counteract it, right, you are just relying on winning those straight-up aim duels. Which on a map like Train, such long angles is a pretty tricky task.
Oh, that's... Chris runs up into main and then leaves immediately. Avangar think they've lost T-Con control. But, oh, Frozen, he's just walked right past the play. He has no idea. He's got his back turn kick. He kills his teammate, and Frozen will react. Bit awkward.
Yeah, Kicker is like, how's this happened? Where was he? Oh. He was there all along. Frozen. From the Pop Dog, the ghost, just walking through walls, and this apparition still looking deadly. Very much a poltergeist is Frozen. No friendly spirits here, and it's not high spirits over on the side of Avangar. They're a man down. Frozen looking for more. Sanji will get him, but Woxic immediately trading that out. And on the back of that kill, he's dropped the bomb out in the open. Avangar now have to try and retrieve it, and actually James will be able to run out and grab that, so they've at least got the bomb to work with. But I mean, I'm really clutching at straws to find much to kind of build upon for Avangar in this round, right? 2 flashbangs on Buster, that's all they've got. Mac 10 on James, he's actually got the CZ out because he knows he's got to take some of these longer range duels. And Carrigan waiting on the other side of Ivy. Ooh!
See ya.
What was that? That was so fast. Carrigan, 15-7. Get it open this man's hands a bit more, because he's loving it right now. He's rolling back the years.
I will say, though, you know, this is a fantastic performance from Mousesports, but this is not the Avangar I expected to see today. They have completely neglected that B site all half long. We saw them go there 1 round, Harry. So, I mean, Avangar haven't even tried and tested everything they could have done here. They've definitely, in a way, played themselves to some extent. But Mousesports, they have shown us some stellar Counter-Strike right now. First half may have been close, but Mousesports are yet to drop around in the second. Looking for the 8 rounds in a row that would pick up their map and send us over to Dust 2. Certainly looking likely. That nade could be good, but Avangar hasn't quite moved forward yet. Fitch gets tagged by the AWP, and it's a double B setup here for Mousesports. Avangar finally looking towards his site, but Mousesports' rotation is so quick. They've already taken Pop Dog. Frozen's going to be able to wrap back ground from the behind. Rops gets a kill with a Molotov, dropping the bomb, and Avangar getting sectioned off by this utility of Mousesports. They have to go. Mousesports are all here. Kicker gets the kill, and Buster follows up as well. This is turning around on its head. Avangar still have a chance, but they haven't cleared Rops out from the middle of the site.
Oh no, Rob's actually going to miss those shots, and now they know he's here. He's rang the dinner bell, hidden in this smoke, trying to find Buster desperately, but not going to happen. Kicker holding close, out in the open, chains them both up, and he salvages that round for Avangar. They finally get their first T-side round, but it feels like it could be too little too late. You're still sat a monstrous 7 rounds behind Mousesports, who just need to take 1 solitary round to pick up this first map.
And there we go, the first time they go B on a rifle round, they pick it up. Avangar probably kicking themselves. Why didn't they do that so long ago? And I imagine they'll go back for it as well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But a messy round, definitely. Kick it, trying to take control of the box halls, but Mousesports just keeping them contained with that utility. Rops throws a deep smoke in, and that's going to put a seed of doubt in the mind of Avangar. It will delay their progress towards B. Scared that Mousesports have taken the aggression alongside that smoke. Very common. But Robs has just backed off towards the depths of CT. Again, Frozen gets into Pop Dog, and Kicker shoots him in the back of the head. He doesn't check the corner. He'll come to regret it. That's the third time that's happened this half. Chris J doubles up, so it might not be a problem after all. Mousesports in a 4-on-2, and Avangar, the bomb's still back in spawn.
And before they even worry about that, now they have to worry about the fact that Buster is left in this 1v4. Now, he has been looking good for Avangar. He's been the man creating so much space for this squad, both in this series and kind of in general. But this is a very tall order indeed. Over towards connector, Rops just lies in wait, playing very passively. Even if he gets smoked off, the full rotation can come in. Rops doesn't even have to take this fight. He doesn't have to give up the 1v1. As long as he gets the information, that's all that matters. Mousesports can just play the trade game, so Buster really does have to go above and beyond here to try and isolate and find some of these duels, and it doesn't even matter because Rops deletes him, and this map ends here and now. It will be Mousesports taking it in a 16-8 fashion, dominant from beginning to end, and they're going to move 1-0 up in this series now, taking their map pick and continuing their undefeated streak on trade since the formation of this squad.
7 maps in a row and none of them lost, Harry, and that CT side is despicable. Very, very well done from Mousesports as well. And, you know, moving forward, now Avangar, you know, 1 round on their entire T side of train. I know it's a CT side of map, but they need to pick things up as they move into Dust 2. It's their map pick. It's one that we've seen Mouse struggle on this event so far as well. The only map they lost to Valiant up on day 1 as well. So there is certainly a chance. I still think there's a good chance that we go to 3 maps, but,
yeah,
you know, Mousesports, they are looking hot and ready to go right now.
They really are. For me, I hope that Avangar, you know, we can kind of see them return to their usual form heading into this second map. Reason being as well, it's going to set us up for a great 3-map series. Mirage is a very even ground, so if they're able to build a bit of confidence on the back of it, this could shape up to be one hell of a semi-final. So do not go anywhere. We'll be back with map number 2 after a break.